It's becoming apparent that this Land Cruiser has a serious problem, and it's not going away. Yeah, well overheated. Friggin' hell. Look at this, it's getting worse, not better. Friggin' hell. Pissing out, mate. Christ, man. This is not the first time that this has happened. I just can't figure it out, and the problem seems to be getting worse, not better. Oh, man alive. This is fucking horrible. Yeah, this ain't good, mate. This really ain't good. I gotta get this freaking sorted out. But the vehicle overheating is far from the only problem that I have right now. You can see here my seal between the cab and the camper has broken and it's starting to delaminate. Like, you can see it really pronounced up here. There's like a huge gap up at the top here. I've spent the last few days at this paid campsite. This spot is in the middle of nowhere, and I've inadvertently made a few new friends. This is basically the local stray cat population, and they quickly became regular guests as I caught up with some online work and puzzled over how to deal with my new camper and cab separation problem. The owner of this place is a farmer, and he would occasionally bring me some fresh eggs or vegetables. Little acts of kindness that just felt really nice. I became something of a regular at a rural tavern that was located nearby, and within no time I felt like I could quite easily just not leave and become part of the local community. Alright, so I'm just getting ready to leave the cat place at long last, and I've been doing a fair bit of maintenance on the car, just bits and pieces like a bit of a call through and greasing all my joints that could be greased and stuff. And I found this is a leaf spring hanger bolt, and I was missing one nut off of one of them. It rattled loose, so it was kind of only held on with one, and so the front leaf springs were all accordion in and stuff. So I talked to the guy who owns this place, who just so happens to be a mechanic, and he was able to get me the correct part. So you'll see here, they're kind of different. Oh, buddy cats. So here we go. This is the old one, and he did get me some nuts for this as well to keep as a spare, which is brilliant. But you see here where it's gotten worn as it's gotten loose, and there's been loads of up and down movement and stuff on the spring. So this is a brand new one, which should go up real nice. I'll be able to get some torque on it as well. And so, yeah, I'm thinking about how I could do that. Yeah, that's where it goes right there, you see. And you can see how the springs have started to all splay out on that. So, yeah, we'll get that fixed now. But the best laid plans and all that, this U-bolt isn't fitting through the hanger plate. Oh, you're kidding. Somehow that's not right either. You can see here how crazy loose these springs have gotten by how much water is sitting in between them. Fucking kidding me, bro. Okay, so I'm trying to get this thing in. It's giving me a bit of hassle. It's slightly larger than the other one, but let's have a good go at it. Yeah, it's just slightly too big, I think. But unfortunately, no matter how much wangling with any one of these tools that I have at my disposal, it isn't going to make the hanger plate holes any bigger. Okay, back to the old one it is. At least this legend got me some of these nuts that do fit this one, so that's something, you know. You can get these real tight. Oh god, do they fit? They don't fit either. Right, well, what I thought was a simple job has turned into a freaking nightmare, so those nuts don't work, and the PC order is incorrect, so it doesn't look like I'm going anywhere today. Right, so I've just got to see this mechanic, absolute legend. Basically, he put this new nut on, which is slightly different, and hit it with this massive gun. Look at the difference between this and mine. Yeah, that's the size difference. This thing is absolute heft. It's got serious forces. Mine is like a little toy in comparison. So yeah, just battered it on, and look at the result. So it's kind of like made a new thread basically to be metric, change it from imperial to metric, because these are obviously metric nuts. We're in Spain. So yeah, brilliant. It's not a permanent solution by any means, because this already, it has a lot of wear, as I was showing you before, and now that I've done this, it's very much not ideal for like staying power, but it'll get us out of here, get us down the road, and it'll mean that it buys me a few days so that I can get the right piece ordered to somewhere, I don't know where. So let's get this installed. There we go. Gonna use this monster gun. Oh, no, I'm not, because it's too big. Get this thing on the nice new big bastard breaker. Get this thing tightened up as best we can. I have to go around the other side to get the leverage on that. So reusing spring U-bolts isn't really ideal, because by design the threads stretch when you tighten them up, and so after they've been used once you're really supposed to throw them away and replace them. But beggars and choosers and all that, I'm in a situation now where I'm just going to have to reuse them, and so I want to make sure that these are tightened down really nice without going too far and breaking the thing in half, which I have done before in the past. This is ultimately a stopgap, but it's something that I can keep an eye on and tighten down again with my breaker if necessary over the coming days. Alright, so that's that job all done. They're all tightened up. I've also checked my gearbox oil levels, greased everything, prop shafts, steering joints, suspension, and I think we're pretty much ready to go. I want to go into town now, grab some money for this guy, come back, pay the man, and then we're heading off. So the idea today is to reach some hot springs pretty much on the Portuguese border, but the special thing about these springs is they're of Roman origin. So the Romans built all these baths, these hot baths, around the thermals, they call them here in Spain. You can go and chill in these Roman hot springs. They're literally built by the hands of Romans. So we're gonna do that and hopefully arrive before dark if we can get out of here in a reasonable time frame. But of course, you already know the result of that bit of premature optimism. Yeah, well overheated. Friggin' hell. Look at this, it's getting worse, not better. Friggin' hell. Pissing out, mate. This trip into town to get some cash has resulted in this. Stuck on the side of a motorway with a red line temperature gauge. I'm not doing much highway driving, but this problem is beginning to raise its head every single time I drive up hills at highway speeds. This is going to become a massive problem if I'm not careful here, and I fear for what it might mean for the future of this vehicle's engine. Yeah, this ain't good, mate. This really ain't good. I gotta get this freaking sorted out. Alright, so we're finally back on the trail. That's taken me basically all day. Yeah, it's 5:45 now. We're just doing everything I needed to do. Go shopping, get the guy that cash, get water, get fuel, all that shit. It's just taken literally the whole day, so it's crazy, man. So I'm just starting out on the trail now at 6 o'clock at night. I've got another 2 hours of light left, maybe. It's a bit of an overcast day today. Yeah, I was trying to make the Roman baths tonight, but we'll have to see. I mean, there's a good 80 k's between us and them, at least, so it might well be that we have to just camp somewhere in this forest tonight and then make the baths tomorrow, which is fine ultimately. It's just that it would mean that I miss my goal of crossing into Portugal by the weekend, because tomorrow's Sunday, so it means crossing on Monday, but sometimes that's fine, you know? I'm heading out into the wild, up into the wilderness mountains that make up the border of Spain and Portugal. Okay. Man, this is a very rarely used trail network, this. And again, look, just going completely off-piste here. And the satellite has changed so much since this was done that, look, this track is totally new. The one that I'm on, and it's old as hell, so this satellite must be, well, 10-year-old or more, I would think, but yeah, that's pretty sick. It looks like we're driving through just basically full forest. Alright, this is some low range shit. Since I tightened up that U-bolt up front, I'm getting a lot of squeaks and screeches as the leaves protest at being forced together again. Whether or not this is a temporary thing or the beginnings of some new problem or other remains to be seen. Add it to the list, as they say. Man, these are some extremely rarely used trails, you know, like there's stuff like growing in over the track and that. Yeah, it really feels like I'm in the middle of nowhere. That's the thing with these trails, you never really know how close or far you are to or from civilization, because, you know, it gives you the impression that you're always in the middle of nowhere. But I've done this on trails like this and I just passed by cities like, you know, a few miles that way. It's a kind of weird effect. And I stalled it out on an ascent. Okay, immediately down to low range for this bit. God, I really need those bush cables on here. Jesus. Look at this old place. That's awesome, dude. Let's check this out. Wow. You know, I love abandoned buildings, and this one is ancient, and so we're gonna go and explore it. Wow. Yeah, this is long abandoned. Like arrow slits, man. This is an ancient building, this one. Yeah, I think that's the main beam that would have been, yeah, you can see up there, the coping stones that would have held it. But I think this has been like a mill or something. Look at all this that's built into the ground. It's for like water or something, and there's a big old stone there. Wow. God, look at this. Ancient shrine, man. Wow. All carved out of this Galician granite. God, it's beautiful construction. Man, you wonder whatever happened here. Like, this is still tended, look. Whew. Granite cross and some fake flowers. The Virgin Mary in the back there. Things you see along this trail, man. Okay. Let's carry on. I nosed the cruiser out onto this ancient byway, a quite obviously ancient trail that has very likely linked the surrounding villages for millennia. What a cool place. Before long, I'm climbing in altitude again, back up into the high mountains as a scattering of rain lands on my windscreen. I briefly divert to a tiny village in the hills to grab a bit of fresh bread and vegetables that I was missing. Driving these ancient streets feels like going back in time. Out here, this is true rural living.
Bloody hell.
And with that, it's back off-road, straight back into the remote four-wheel drive trails as I wind my way higher and higher into this mountain range.
You know, mate, as fun as this is, right, for the last, well, basically since I got back on the trail, I've been travelling on all the way along the coast and following the rugged coastline of Galicia. Now I'm deep into like real like backcountry mountain terrain, so it's just switchback after switchback of these really overgrown forestry tracks. As fun as it is, I'm really looking forward to getting down to Portugal, where I think that I'll be able to make better progress, because like here, honestly, I've been driving for days, well, like 3 weeks now, and I've made linear progress in 150 k's maybe, over 3 weeks that is. So it's like, you know, you can imagine when you see these switchbacks just time after time after time, they have to go up each mountain and then go down the other side. It's all switchback trails, so, you know, compared to like a direct road, you're putting on 4, 5, 6 times the distance basically. Forecast over the next few days is to rain pretty lightly the whole time. So you can see I got my wipers on here, and there are kind of like rain clouds just hanging in these valleys in the odd place, obviously kind of deluging that one valley. But yeah, we're kind of wending our way between them on these valleys and mountain tops at the minute. Little tiny red roofed villages down in the valleys where it's a little bit more hospitable to life, and then all around just rolling wilderness. This is so cool, man. I tell you what, it's really atmospheric with the mist and rain clouds and stuff all over the valley. Look at all this behind me, man. So, this is where the trail wants me to go. It's, as ever on video, it doesn't really capture the true steepness of this, but this is seriously steep, so I thought I would just walk it first to make sure it's actually doable, because it goes right up and it gets steeper as we go up. So, I'd hate to get up there and then have to back my way down it. I've done that before, haven't I? But, yeah, you can see already, look at that. That's the car down there. I've just been walking for a second. So yeah, I think it is drivable. It's gonna be pretty intense, like low range crawling. Freaking hell. See how treacherous it is on this freaking granite. Woo! Almost went right over then. So yeah, we'll attempt it. It's this kind of thing that always makes me a bit nervous, but you know, we came out on a 4-wheel drive trip to do some 4-wheel drive, didn't we? So that's all we're gonna do. Okay. As soon as I swing up onto this trail, it's clear that it's going to be an extreme ascent. This is steep. It's moments like this where you're committed and there's really no turning back. On a steep, low-range 4-wheel drive ascent like this, if you falter for even a second, you can completely lose momentum. And that is where the real danger lies. Losing momentum on an ascent like this creates the very real possibility of a rollover back down the mountainside. I spot this culvert to the side, which looks like it might just be level enough to give me a bit of a breather for a second.
I've brought the car to a rest on a diagonal. That way it can't roll straight backwards downhill. Let's zoom out a bit to give you an idea of the extent of this ascent, and moreover, the extreme remoteness and wilderness of this terrain. But this four-wheel drive ascent is very much not over yet. I still have about a third of it here left to tackle. After a short breather to calm my nerves, I drop the cruiser back into gear to prepare to tackle the last bit of this ascent. But right off the bat, this trail wants to show me who's boss. Let's see this from the cab view to show you just how mental this ascent really is. Woo! Holy f***. With quite some effort, I managed to pull the cruiser back out onto the trail. Now, just the next 400 meters of 30-degree plus gradient ascent to do. Here goes nothing, eh? And with that, I rejoin a normal graded trail. That got the adrenaline pumping.
Man, this is cool, dude.
I'm located high up on the side of a mountain, somewhere in the middle of nowhere in rural Galicia.
So we've got sun over in the valleys way over there. That must be 50, 60 k's away. But behind us, the rain is actually catching up to us. I can feel a bit of drizzle on my hand there. So yeah, we've got rain right ahead as well. Oh yeah, I think we're gonna get caught in it. But look at this, man. So this is what we've done so far on the trail. So everything yellow here is what we've done today. This is what we've got to do, really. Look at that. So that's yellow, that's what we've done. I was hoping to make this lake at least tonight. Another 3/4 of the way. If we were willing to push on into the dark, we could probably do it. But that's not even where the hot springs are. The hot springs are down here. So realistically, I mean, I'm gonna be at this all tomorrow as well to get to the hot springs, which is fine, I guess. You know, like we'll arrive there later on in the day, get in there to kind of, you know, wash off the day's sins. But yeah, man, I thought I was going to be there today. And yeah, here we are, full day behind schedule. It's wild. But check out how beautiful this land is, truly. The wind turbines up on the hills over there. And those valleys in the distance bathed in sun. It's crazy to see.
And as ever with this trail, there's nothing much else to do except drop the vehicle into gear, commit rubber to gravel, and push on, continuing into the unknown.